The newest 6v6 third-person team hero shooter Marvel Rivals is looking to cement itself early next year after coming off seemingly successful alpha and beta tests. I was lucky enough to get a beta access code the day before launch, so I got the full experience starting from July 23rd all the way through August 4th, and I was even lucky enough to be able to give away a code to one of you guys. I just wanted to jump on here really quick to share my thoughts and experiences with you guys before the probable public beta / early access release. To kick off the review, I wanted to address something I saw a lot of, especially when the game first got announced: Overwatch. Now, I know this game draws a lot of similarities in comparison to Overwatch, but as someone who has played and enjoyed Overwatch in the past, not saying that makes me a pro or an expert or anything, but as someone who took the time to learn the game, I can confidently say this game is not just another copy and paste. There were so many chances where the game devs could have just took the easy way out and just made a straight carbon copy, like Iron Man could have just been another Pharah. And I'm not saying there aren't some very, and I mean very similar abilities in this game, but where it really separates itself is the build of the characters itself. Where Overwatch you need role queue because the characters could only really play to their role and kind of feel one-dimensional. Again, I'm not a pro, I'm just talking about the casual level. And I know Overwatch has a mode with a non-role queue, but let's be honest, with the game already being in the state it is, that mode is pretty trash. This rant is kind of leading into a second topic that I've seen a lot. Marvel Rivals is proving not to really need the role queue because of how non-one-dimensional some of the characters are, and with how the game is played in the beta, team composition is unique not only to team and play style, but also team up abilities, giving it more room for creativity and team composition compared to the traditional just 2 tanks, 2 DPSs, and 2 healers of Overwatch. And before that one guy gets in the chat and goes, "Well, actually we need role queue because I was about to rank up and my team didn't queue healers and they threw my rank, so we need it." Honestly, I'm not trying to hear that because I played my entire playthrough as a solo queue and pretty much never had an issue. The worst issue I had was when people just didn't know how to play their character. And honestly, that's expected in a beta, and B, most people wanted to win, so eventually someone would just switch to a role we needed or switch to a different character. Plus, in my experience, sometimes you needed 3 DPS instead of 2 tanks, or let's say just 1 healer. I don't know, I just feel like role queue could diminish team composition and take away from the fun of winning with those unique lineups, but I could be wrong. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the topic. I know I sound like an absolute hater right now. I'm not saying Overwatch can't be good if Marvel Rivals is good and vice versa the other way around. I just want to judge Marvel Rivals for what it is and where it's at right now. Okay, but enough ranting. Let's get into some pros and cons and then my final thoughts on the beta. Alright, I've done a lot of positive talking about this game and it's far from perfect, so here are the things that I didn't really like about the beta. By far the biggest problem during the beta was the keys. Man, did they mess this up. For those of you who didn't know, you had one of 2 choices. Either had a friend who reached level 6 and then after had to wait until 8 PM EST the same day to try to draw a limited key. Although they did get a chance at this every single day, they had to do it right at 8 PM because keys would go out by 8:30. Or you could go on Twitch, watch for an hour, and then do the same process. Although they didn't make it very clear that you had to do the same process of going to the website at 8 PM to try to draw for a limited key, so it kind of got misconstrued somewhere along the way. On top of this, they released a statement about the website crashing, and there was rumors about bots grabbing up keys to sell for ridiculous prices. Again, it was just rumors, nothing was confirmed, but still. Obviously, they probably didn't want everyone getting codes because then you would just overload the servers and it would kind of defeat the purpose of the closed beta, but at the same time, I feel like they could have went about this in a much better fashion. Moving away from codes, the map destruction really tanked my frames, and optimization of the game and certain maps in general was just not that well. Honestly, it was just one in specific, the newer map, Tokyo 2099. It kind of just tanked my frames and I just saw overall the lowest frames on there. I don't have the best hardware, I'll admit that, but with the hardware I do have, I feel like it should be at least able to hold 60 frames, and in certain maps it would just drop below. It's not too crazy of drops, like it would drop to like 45, 50, depending on what was going on. Staying on the same topic, it is a beta, but still the lack of maps kind of made it a little boring and repetitive during my later half of the playthrough, like kind of towards the end. I would just get burnt out a little quicker. Like, I couldn't stay on the game as long. But other than that, my only other issue was some strong characters, specifically the Hulk, just kind of felt like they lacked a little bit of power. Like, you know, Hulk didn't really hit like Hulk in the beta, but I get there's a little bit of balancing they have to do. Like, he can't be legit world breaker Hulk just messing everybody up. But, you know, you expect Hulk to hit a little bit better than what Hulk did. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had to nitpick for that, but with all the negativity out the way, let's get into the things I actually did like about the beta. Character balancing felt really good overall. No character really felt too weak or too strong compared to others. There were certain characters who had higher skill ceilings than we previously thought. Like, everybody thought Black Panther was trash, but in reality he just had a higher skill ceiling than we previously thought. On top of this, having 23 characters, a deep character pool, was super important. It made the game a lot of fun, and like I said before, it had a lot of variation on the teams, and not every team was the same, so the team dynamics was a lot of fun to see. Team up abilities were also really cool. I was unsure about them at first going into the beta, but as I played on, I really came to like them. It really changed the pace of the game, and like I said before, really created some really cool teams that you could create. Overall, I just really liked it, and I can't wait to see what they make in the future with the team up abilities. With the 23 characters, we got skins for every single one of the characters, and I can't lie, these skins go crazy. Even though some of them are just plain recolors, the recolors look pretty good. And then you have skins that are from comic books, but they're like original renditions of the comic book skins. Oh, it's just chef's kiss. Their skins are so good, bro. Tying in with the skins, I like the artwork of the game. It has that comic book feeling with their own unique touch. It's vibrant, fun, and just adds to the excitement of the game. The beta launched with features like account personalizations and stats, as well as game modes like practice range, boss range, regular public matches, a game mode called Conquest, and a ranked mode that would drop a couple days after the beta's release. Personally, all my time was spent between public matches and ranked, and honestly, I never really had issues with connection. My only issues were just sometimes with optimization, with demolition, like I said before, but other than that, matchmaking was pretty good. So for my final thoughts, the beta was genuinely a lot of fun. As a Marvel fan, as a fan of competitive shooters, I want to see this game succeed and continue because the potential is through the roof. The amount of character customization and gameplay they could take advantage of is scary. Let's just hope NetEase is here to set a clean slate and not preying on our dreams to later gouge our pockets. With this game looking to release in early 2025, this is 100% a game we are going to come back to on this channel. With that said, let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to drop a sub and like if you like the video, and I will catch you on the next one.